Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. It's really great to be here, and nice to see you all here in the room as well as online. So Vevox is a student engagement platform. Kind of consists of three main pillars. It has polling, surveys, and Q&A. It has the ability to be run in an anonymous manner or anonymous kind of way or identified. But we find, at least within education, most of our kind of lecturers or users use it in an anonymous fashion. This is because it really gives the students a voice to kind of ask those questions that they might otherwise be too afraid to kind of put their hand up and ask. So I want to make this an interactive session. So you've got some joining instructions up there on the screen. And if you wouldn't mind, actually, if you just click on the QR code on the screen there, should make that nice and large. So feel free to use that to join this session. Unfortunately, due to technical issues, I'm not able to give you a demo as such today of how to create polls, how to do things in the back end of Vevox. But what I can do is I can use my phone to kind of run these polls. Luckily, I had a backup plan, so I can use my phone to run these polls, and you can all get an idea of what it's like to be part of a Vevox session as a participant, so kind of from a student perspective. I'll run through a few different polls and talk through a bit about how they work and that sort of thing. Okay, would you mind just tapping that again? Thank you very much. All right, so I'm going to open our first poll. So hopefully you're all connected now. And there we go. So what are you most looking forward to at the TILE Conference 2023? So this is our Wordcloud poll type. And what I've done is I have live results showing. So as you put in your answers, the word cloud will build dynamically. And as people might want to try it, as people put in the same thing more than once, so you've got something like lunch there. If someone puts in lunch more than once, it will start to appear larger, so you kind of get a visual representation of the thoughts and feelings in the room. So I can see networking kind of appearing bigger there, which is fantastic to see. We find this is a really fantastic way to kind of start off your lectures or classes, because it can kind of set that engagement piece for the rest of the lesson. So if students, they start the session knowing or starting the session engaged, they're more likely to stay engaged instead of kind of bringing this in halfway through. So this is a really great word cloud. Thank you all for taking part in this. You notice on the top right, there's kind of a little grey oval on the screen there, and that just has two numbers in it. The right-hand number is how many people have kind of logged into the session or joined the session, and the left-hand number being how many people have answered. So as we kind of come on to more kind of polls in a minute, this is a really good way of knowing when to kind of close your polls, or if students need a little bit longer, so you can wait until you get 10 out of 12 answers or something like that. So I'm going to stop this poll now and hope the Wi-Fi works. There we go, and I'm going to open our next one. This is our pin on image poll type. So on this image of the human skeleton, can you locate the patella? So as you that are in the room or on your phone, you can kind of pinch and zoom, and then just make sure, tap on where you think the patella is, and make sure you press send on this one. Naturally, I'm not going to have live results showing for this one, because that might cause some bias. If you can see where everyone else is putting their results, you might change your mind. All right, I'll give you a minute longer or a bit longer just to do that. So what I can do within here as well is set a timer. So if I want to give everyone 10 seconds to answer this question, then I can just set a quick 10-second timer, and what that'll do is it's a 10-second timer. When the timer closes or stops, it will close the poll automatically. And there you go. You can see where we've got kind of the bulk of our answers, and what I'm going to do now is show the correct answer, which you can see the two little red circles around the knee, and we can see that most people have kind of got that right. In fact, 53.33% have got it right. We also have that correct answer explanation box. This just can help provide a bit more context around that answer. Okay, next up, multiple choice poll. So Great Expectations, Oliver Twist and Bleak House are all titles by which famous author? So this is our multiple choice poll type. This has a correct answer assigned to it. Any any polls with correct answers will feed into a leaderboard, which if I wasn't using my phone and if I was using the laptop, which you would normally be doing, I could show the leaderboard kind of at any time that I wanted. So you can see we've got our results coming in. So we've got 16 out of 20 people responded. So I'm going to say, I think that's enough. Well, that's as much as I need. I'm going to stop that poll. Give it a moment. And there we go. So you can see that most people think it's Charles Dickens, and then we can kind of now go and show the correct answer. So you're able to maybe have having that step between kind of showing the results, but then before the correct answer gives students maybe an opportunity to have a chat and about the results that are on screen. I'm just going to open one more poll, which is our ranking poll type. So what quality do you think is most important in a good leader? Rank from most to least important. So all you do here is just tap on each of the qualities and make sure you press send. This ranking poll type is a really good way to maybe kind of democratize your classes or lectures. I've talked to a few kind of lecturers that maybe leave a free session at the end of their semester or term, just for the students to tell them what they want to kind of go over and relearn. And they'll list some topics in this ranking poll type, and the students will have their say in what they most need to kind of go over again. All right, I'm aware of time. I've only got a couple of minutes left, a few minutes left. So I'm going to stop this poll. I'm going to have the results show. So you can see that integrity and great communication skills are way up there as the most important ones. It's always a bit of a funny this one, because I think you kind of need all of them to be a great leader. Now, I don't know if you have any questions coming in on Teams or anything like that, but within Vevox, we have a Q&A function. So, and I can actually see that people have, a couple of people have put questions in there. So I'd encourage you, there's another tab in the Vevox participant view that kind of has two message bubbles. Just go in there, feel free to tap in anything you like, whether it's a question or just a comment, just to see how it works. And actually, sorry, on the computer, if you just wiggle the mouse and go all the way to that right button on the bottom, the two speech bubbles. There we go. This is our kind of Q&A view. I'd also encourage you, as you're kind of seeing the questions in your phone, go through and like the ones that you kind of most want to know the answers to. And this is also a good way of knowing which questions the students kind of most need the answers to. So I can see here, is it free? Well, it's free for everyone to some extent. If you're part of Staffordshire University, you have an institutional license, simply go to, I think it's staffs.vevox.com, and you can log in with SSO. And it's really easy to kind of go in and create your polls. Again, I'm just outside at a table. I'm more than happy to give you a demo in a moment. But yes, it is free for most people. If you're from other universities, you can have a free account, but there is slightly limited functionality there. Can the results be kept after the session? Yes, all the results are saved and they're stored within our data tab. There's kind of imagery that is automatically created around that data, but you also have a downloadable Excel report, which really you can dig down into the more kind of granular data, whether people are getting questions right, wrong, and that sort of thing. Can it be embedded into Moodle? This isn't my strong point. I'm not too technical with this stuff, but yes, it can. This, unfortunately, though, it's not something that can just be done by an individual lecturer. It's a decision made by kind of the learning technology or the digital technologies team. So if that's something you're interested in, I'd recommend going and talking to them, and that will come back to us, and we can have those conversations. Okay, do you use AI in your assignment preparation? I assume the assignment preparation part isn't for me because I don't create assignments for students, but it takes me on nicely into a feature within Vevox. This is kind of recently a recent one, which is on trend with most other companies at the moment. We've kind of integrated AI into our platform. So it's a link with ChatGPT, and it's kind of an AI quiz feature. So you just simply put in a prompt, tell it how many questions you want to create, and it will create you between 1 and 5 multiple choice questions with 4 options. One of them is a correct answer and a correct answer explanation to go with that. So it kind of takes the legwork out of creating your polls and especially thinking up the wrong answers, because it's easy to think of the question and the right answer, but then thinking of the wrong answers takes a lot of time. So yeah. Okay. Are there training videos for staff? I'm just going to keep on going until I'm told to stop. But are there training videos for staff? Yes, there are. Feel free to go to Vevox have a YouTube channel. There are many videos on there that you can use, as well as there's a Vevox help site, which has documentation and instructions about how to do pretty much everything within Vevox. So that's most of the questions in here. Is there a max number of students? I'd be very surprised if anyone does go over the max. I think it's something like 5,000 participants that everyone gets. So yeah, and if you're expecting to get more, then just let us know and we can do something about that.